Welcome, what's up and about? Welcome, company. Halt, company, halt. Show of hands if you went to boarding school.
I think, yeah, I did. Yeah.
You went to boarding school and seminary too.
Yeah.
Seminary was your boarding school.
You had school for that? You had school?
Yeah, you had to.
Yeah, you
Didn't
had to. You had school son. You had school son.
Yeah, maybe.
You had to have school father, but you didn't have to have school son.
Okay, so something arose on social media where a woman said, if you send your children to boarding schools where they are at 30 weeks out of every single year, then you're a bad parent. She says it's a case of bad parenting, no questions asked. Because she feels that, I mean, you're just delegating your duties as a parent to, I mean, just go, I beg, don't disturb me. I also heard in this conversation that there are boarding schools even for toddlers, kids as young as 3 years old. I didn't go to a boarding school. I have a totally different preference for that sort of education. I do not like the idea
Of boarding school.
So as I generally say, I think day parents begat day parents and boarding parents begat boarding
parents.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
my sister as well. My sister she went to day school all her life. She's like, never is she ever going to do it.
But you are going to kick your kids to boarding school.
Straight
Get
up.
out of here.
Straight up. Like, I'm not even going to think about it twice. Because I believe...
You know, you have that thing that to train you for life, and that's what a lot of people think.
But did it train you for life?
To be
It sets you
honest,
up
I
for life.
feel it depends on the child. I believe that is why day school exists, that's why boarding school exists. Because you just need to know, okay, which
one
child
suits which
exactly
child.
suits what child. I would say it did train me for life. I'm more responsible.
Are you sure you would not have been responsible if you had gone to a day school?
So, I mean, look at how I
To be
turned out.
very honest, I think I thrive better in structure. And I don't know if that's because of the fact that I went to boarding school. Because my boarding school is very structured.
Yeah.
From, like, I wake up by 5 a.m. I used to wake up by 5 a.m. from school and all of that. On the weekends, we're not just lazing around. We had labor, we had sports. So I even think the fact that I even enjoy, like, working out right now is because every Saturday, right from when I was 11, I used to wake up to go.
How old were you? 11 was when you were kicked out the house?
11, like, yes, 11, 10,
11?
11, thereabout.
Wow. How old were you?
10.
10, you were 10.
Yeah, from since I was 10 up until now, I think that's when I left the house. So I spent less time at home.
At home.
And I think it could have some drawbacks. I think there are pros and cons on both sides.
What's the relationship like with you and your siblings or your parents?
So that's the thing now. I tell people that I grew up in an extended family. So
yeah,
we
you
had
did.
at least at every point in time 13, 14, 15 people in the house. And there was a kind of camaraderie, aunties, uncles, cousins, people coming in and going out. I miss that a lot. I don't say it so much. I love being alone. I've learned how I understand.
So I think boarding school does that as
yes,
well.
I learned how to be comfortable with myself. But when I think back, I just miss the camaraderie, you know. And so that's, you know, that thing. And that's what you miss when you go to boarding school.
Do you really miss it when you get to boarding school?
Yes, because you see, there's something
It's
about...
different for you, isn't it?
So for me, yeah, like you said, structure, and that's a big thing. You learn it from an early age.
Yeah.
You have a wake-up time. You are disciplined from...
Discipline.
Okay, so you imbibe discipline.
You imbibe discipline in such a way, and
But I also
you have a feel of what the outside world is
going to be like.
Because your parents are not there. Nobody's there to... Yes, you might have some people who might cuddle you, make you feel, but nobody's there. Like you... It hits you as
You're not
early as
being
possible.
babied around
You're not
anymore.
being babied around. Of course, some schools take it too far. We've heard of some things that were not unsavory and all of that. But I would say that it does have its own unique
Some people
advantages.
say that it builds you up to be the hustler that you need to be in a country like Nigeria.
We can't say...
But then there are other
can
people
be
who
said
also
to be
say
so.
that it's responsible for most of the trauma that adults
Fact.
go through.
100% fact.
Yeah, true.
100% fact.
I feel it gives you that idea of timing as well. Like, you know, with every time, I don't know why it's because I went to an Air Force boarding school now. Every time I knew what I was meant to be doing at a particular time. So I literally calculate, even now, my days in timing. From this time to this time, I'm meant to be here doing this at this time and everything. However, and then it also fills up the gaps and the lapses, right? So for instance, now, if you're in a day school, sometimes after school, your kids might literally wander. You just go and play or with friends, or do you understand? Just go and all of that. But then again, if you're in boarding school, you know, after school you have to go for lunch. After lunch you go to the quarters. From the quarters you wash your uniform.
But
you do all
Winfrey,
those personal
what
stuff,
about the
and all
cases
of
of
that.
people who come back from boarding school more timid than they were when they went out?
And
Because
there
the
are
cases
drawbacks,
of
yeah.
bullying and nobody to
yeah.
actually give you that sense of recuperation, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
If you were bullied in a day school, you got to come back home and talk to your parents or cousins or whoever it was. But in a boarding school, you were bullied till 12 midnight.
No,
and
it
they wake up in the
depends.
morning again and then you go
so
through all
I feel
over.
it depends as well on the type of boarding. It's not just enough
type,
to just say, okay, if I'm boarding school, you have to go and do the necessary checks, right? For my school, for instance, bullying, brutalization was frowned upon terribly and heavily.
Why? That doesn't make it an Air Force boarding school now.
School. It's not even a matter of boarding school. I was bullied from primary school.
Why? Because of your big ears. Oh, you're still being
Whatever,
bullied now.
because of a whole lot of things. And you see, I think it does that.
That
It
will
gives
carry
you a
pots
tough
back
skin.
here.
It gives you a tough skin. Like
It
now,
does,
there's
doesn't it?
barely anything you can say to me that you get. There's
I
nothing I've not
noticed,
heard.
yes.
There's really nothing
Did
I've
you,
not
did
heard.
you
and I
guys
don't
see this video
react to that.
of Michael Blackson? Talking
Oh,
about
that guy's
it was hilarious. He was talking to bad guys about how he was bullied or how he was racially
He
abused.
never knew he was black until he got to America.
But he did it so much so that there's nothing you tell him.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So that thick skin, in some ways, people deal with different things different ways. That is why when people talk about therapy and all of that, as much is necessary. As a country, we need to be more open to the idea of therapy. But you see, people heal in different ways. People react to different things in different ways. We've heard things like, oh, somebody passed on, you cannot post an emoji. What are you saying? I know some people that were so tired that, my point is that we are unique as individuals.
Yes.
And in different ways, different things
React
come out.
to different things.
For boarding school, for instance, we had we had to study 2 times a day. We had afternoon prep and night prep. You had to read. And that's so even if you were faking it, a book had to be open in front of you.
Exactly.
And you had to sit over it.
You see, so the thing is, it's great.
And at home, if Rain wanted to, something happened and maybe she was reading and she felt some way, oh, daddy, I can't play.
No,
It ain't happening in boarding school.
So this is the difference. I went to a day school. I, however, have that discipline. And I also try to inculcate, I do inculcate that into my daughter. And she has it already. She knows the time to eat, time to play, time to, I have a video of her, and I'm going to show it to you guys after now, of me getting her back from school late. Guess what she was doing in the playground? Her assignments. All by herself. I was shocked, amazed. I was like, I don't deserve this child. Honestly. But for me, I understand boarding schools as an apparatus for structure. But then again, what ills does it do to your relationship, especially with parents?
With the kids.
Exactly,
What I'll say to that is, for instance, now, so I'm off to boarding house for like, let's say, 2-3 months. When I come back, my parents that's family time. So, and great things that while I'm home as well, other children are home. So we're having people over, having all that family time and good. So it's just good. It also gives me a structure of like, there's time for school, there's time for home, there's like time for everything.